All right, I have 4:15. I'm going to call the meeting to order. Will you please rise and join me with the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. Sam Martin, Bob Freeman, and Rick Morgan is here. Short public input to start. Anybody have anything? Ash.
Hi. As we all know, we had a crazy rainstorm last night, and we had some heavy rains. I woke up this morning to the dam wildly overflowing today, and I'd like to know who has the authority over that dam.
The town has the authority over it. We own the water rights and we own the dam and are responsible for it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Caitlin Wright has been our, it was Mark Wright for years, and since Mark's illness, his daughter Caitlin has taken over running the dam for us. But
So ultimately, the liability of that
it's on the town.
is on the town.
It absolutely is.
So a concern of mine is I texted Caitlin this morning, being so close to that dam, I have contact with her, and she could not get out of her property today because of downed trees.
Yep.
And at that point, she had contacted the town to alleviate the dam, pull a board or whatever it is they need to do to open it up a little bit more. And my understanding was she did contact the town after I had spoken. But again, that leaves this town with great liability because anything going over that dam is a compromise, essentially. And if because it doesn't have an emergency spillway, most dams do.
Correct.
The emergency spillway is over the top of it, which I don't know is the best management practice for that.
I think on a dam that size, that's probably normal. There aren't a lot that would have a secondary spillway, but I think what you're pointing out is a valid concern. We need to contact Caitlin. Let's set up a meeting with her. And Brad, would you be there? Because I mean, obviously, what makes sense is when she is not able to get out, that she involve the Public Works Department in making sure that the dam is opened when necessary.
We do have access to it too. We have a key for it, so we can, manipulate the gate too. And I did notice that the gate is open about a foot right now today. When I looked at it, I saw it going over the top also. But with the amount of water that's coming in, even that, because the gate's not very big down the bottom there. When we put that new one in, it's only like 2 feet wide, 3 or 4 feet tall. With that wide open, we weren't going to keep up with what's coming down. That was going to be going over the top of the dam, no matter what happened today. But
Well, and I certainly respect that. The concern I have is growing up on the lake, we've certainly seen our share of water. And I was just telling the story that I remember canoeing from Indian Head Bank out to the lake shore, literally from the bottom of that road. But even with this storm, I drove down there today, and there's no signs of that lake even coming close to. It's probably at the summer high mark right now.
But that's, in fairness,
Yeah.
that's only because they had already accomplished the drawdown for the fall. If it had not
Sure.
been for that, we would be.
Sure. Well, and that kind of brings my point up, is maybe there should be a drawdown for the pond at least some level. Because what's really concerning to me is every time the water is too high, it goes over the top of that dam, I lose to erosion my property. I spent a few meetings here last year with great concern to losing property to erosion. You're losing property as a right-of-way to that bridge, which could compromise an abutment. And last year, what I heard was it's Mother Nature. And I'm controlled on both ends by dams. So there has to be some liability there held by someone, or at least be taking preemptive measures of drawing down. This storm, we knew about it 5 days ago. Could that dam have been brought down, or the water line brought down a lot more than what it was? Because it really wasn't that low to begin with.
And I think those are valid questions that I don't have an answer to, but I think we need to look into it. We'll set up a meeting. You, I don't know if that means the power went back on or the generator just hiccuped. But,
Well, that's what happens with the power transfer, so it very well could be back.
well, that would be nice. I won't have to shave in the dark again. We'll set up a meeting, and you as an abutter, if you'd like to participate in that meeting, we'd be more than happy to have you.
Sure, I mean, I'm sure, I think we might find Caitlin, and I can't speak for her, but I don't know if she wants to carry the liability of that anymore either, but I would like to be a part of that conversation.
Not a problem at all. So, try to get that done as soon as we can. Anybody else have anything under a short public input before we move to the rest vote? First thing we have are the minutes from the Selectmen's meeting, which occurred on Monday, October 23rd. I make a motion we accept them as printed. Was there a second?
I said so.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't hear. All in favor? Aye. Excuse me, we have the minutes of the Selectmen's work session, which occurred on Monday, October 23rd. I make a motion we accept them as printed.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. And then we have the minutes of the Selectmen's department head meeting and work session, which occurred on Monday, October 16th. I make a motion we accept them as printed. All in favor? Aye. We have the check voucher totals. Payroll for week ending 10/28 was $41,673.23. Accounts payable for week ending 10/21 was $122,608.90. For a total dispersed last week of $164,282.13. Additionally, we had accounts payable out of the water and sewer department, which have to be tracked separately in the amount of $12,727.23. I make a motion we sign.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. These are just the check voucher totals. We do review each and every bill individually, but then they're put into batches for our signature at the following meeting. We do have an announcement on the power, which we received just late this afternoon. This is from Public Service, I believe. It's New Hampshire Co-op. The number of members without power continued to rise this morning, peaking at a little more than 52,000, which rivals the numbers that were affected by the 2008 ice storm. As of the time of this update, which was I take that back at noontime, there were 46,391 members still without power. The line crews and contract crews have spent the morning cutting their way into areas that have been inaccessible due to the volume of trees and branches that came down on power lines. Some progress has been made on the restoration of it. However, our main focus for the rest of the daylight hours will be working with our transmission providers to restore power to 5 substations that remain without power due to problems on the high voltage transmission lines serving them. In addition, 26 circuits or main feeders out of substations were also down. Restoring power to these substations and feeders can restore thousands of members at once. Crews will be continuing to assess the total damage to the distribution center in an effort to provide reliable estimated times of restoration. At this time, it is too early to provide restoration times with any specificity. In an event of this magnitude, we typically need 24 to 48 hours of assessment to provide accurate restoration times. One factor that is hampering the restoration effort along the eastern seaboard is the lack of available line crews to provide assistance to utilities. This storm cut a long path of destruction across several states, and very few nearby crews are available to help. In addition, a number of contract crews are in Puerto Rico assisting in the ongoing restoration effort there following Hurricane Maria more than a month ago. The co-op has secured outside crews from the Midwest, and they will be en route to New Hampshire today. If residents in your town are without power at this time, they should expect to remain without power, possibly for several days. There's the bad news on power. And there goes the fire alarm, trouble alarm again. We have a memo from Brad Harriman regarding the fuel bids, which we opened last week. 2 bids were received for supplying the town with number 2 heating oil, diesel fuel, and gasoline. They are tabulated below. Assuming both companies use the same rack price system for gasoline over the course of the year, Lyman Oil, the total Lyman Oil bill would only be $228 higher than CM Brown using their rack plus quote. If the oil prices drop, then the Lyman Oil would be the cheaper supplier. If the prices start to climb, Lyman Oil will allow us to lock in the price at any time. Because Lyman Oil has been very good to deal with and there have been no problems with their service, he'd recommend awarding the bid to Lyman Oil for the upcoming season. Regarding the propane bid, Lyman Oil was the only bidder, so I would recommend awarding the propane bid to Lyman Oil at rack plus 21.5 cents. That makes sense to everybody? Any questions? Based on the fact that they are virtually the same, and the fact that Lyman Oil will allow us to lock in at any time, should the prices start to rise, I make a motion that we continue to purchase our fuel from Lyman Oil.
Second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have the quarterly federal tax return for our employees that only I get to sign. I make a motion that I sign. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You remember, for those who have been here or have been watching, we've been having a bit of a dispute with DES regarding them wanting us to file an after-the-fact wetlands permit for work that we did on our road down near White Pond. This is a letter that we're sending back to Amy Hudner, Land Resources Management Program. The Ossipee Board of Selectmen are in receipt of a letter of deficiency dated 9/14/17, addressed to our Public Works Director, Brad Harriman, requesting an after-the-fact wetlands standard dredge and fill application be filed for repairs completed to the boat launch at White Pond. As you may be aware, the boat launch at White Pond, which is owned by the New Hampshire Fish and Game Department, is at the end of White Pond Road, a town-maintained road. The work completed by the Ossipee Highway Department was done in conjunction with routine maintenance of a town right-of-way and in no way disturbed or caused damage. It is for this stated reason that we, as the Board of Selectmen, voted unanimously not to file the application as requested. We further suggest you contact the New Hampshire Fish and Game Department to have them fulfill their responsibility of maintaining the boat ramp to prevent future damage as a result of their negligence to maintain their property. I make a motion, we sign.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Let's see what that gets for a response. We have a copy of a check we received as part of our highway block grant in the amount of $54,281.69. There are 4 letters, they're all the same, so I'll only read one of them. Those who were here last week, we received a very nice letter from a lady who was very, very thrilled with the help that she received at our town incinerator. Long story short, she lost her mother's wedding ring into a recycling bin. Our employees at the incinerator tried to help her find it, and then after she left, they ultimately did find it and were able to return it to her, and she was obviously quite grateful. So these letters go out to Brewster Vidham, Bonnie Ames, Chris Vidham, and Richard Kent, the 4 employees at the incinerator. During the Selectmen's meeting held on October 23rd, the Selectmen acknowledged a letter received from an Ossipee resident, Judy Sullivan. The letter expressed her appreciation for your assistance in given in trying to locate a ring that had slipped off her finger while she was recycling at the transfer station on October 8th. Fortunately, with your help, a ring was found, and we have a happy outcome to what started as a very unfortunate incident. This is the exact display of exemplary service we expect from our employees. We would like to extend our appreciation for the great service you provide to our town, its residents and visitors. We acknowledge and appreciate that the foundation of our success is built upon you and your commitment to the town of Ossipee. I make a motion we sign.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have here the actual warrant article, which will be decided on November 28th. Article 1, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $1,200,000 for the purpose of acquiring the land and buildings at 130 Gretchen Road located on Ossipee Lake for use as a town beach and recreation area. $1 million of such sum to be raised by the issuance of serial bonds or notes not to exceed $1 million under and in compliance with the provisions of the Municipal Finance Act, New Hampshire RSA 33-1, as amended, and to authorize the selectmen to issue and negotiate such bonds or notes and to determine the rates of interest thereon, and to take other actions as may be necessary to effect the issuance, negotiation, sale, and delivery of such bonds or notes as shall be in the best interest of the town of Ossipee. The remaining $200,000 to come from fund balance, known as surplus, and no amount of the $200,000 be raised from taxation. The selectmen and the budget committee, and this is where we have to either recommend or not recommend this appropriation. I make a motion that we recommend this appropriation at that town meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have a yield tax levy. This is in conjunction with another, they're taking land, I believe, out of current use. It's a land tax levy in the amount of $424.11. I make a motion we sign that.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. We have a land use change tax, collector's warrant. This is for land which is being taken out of current use in the amount of $2,650. I make a motion we sign it. All in favor? Aye. We have a land use change tax. It's the same one. This is the change use tax for the tax that goes with the supplemental warrant, the amount, the same amount, $2,650. I make a motion we sign it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Missed one. We have a letter from Rick St. Jean, Town of Ossipee Board of Selectmen. Please accept my resignation as Ossepee's representative to the Lakes Region Planning Commission. Unfortunately, due to recent health challenges, I cannot keep up with that position along with the Planning Board, Cemetery Trustee, and Trustee of Trust Funds. I'd like to thank this opportunity to give back to the town of Ossipee. Make a motion, we accept it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And Ellen, can you craft a letter to Rick St. Jean from us, thanking him for his time and service? We have a letter which is addressed to Chief Eldridge and officers at the Ossipee PD. Thank you so much for participating in the Harvest Festival at our school last Saturday. Our visitors, young and older, enjoyed the opportunity to see a police car up close and personal, as well as to interact with a gracious and welcoming officer. We appreciate your service to our community in making this special effort for our school. And this is from the Cornerstone Christian Academy. Did you know about that, Chief? Okay, thank you. Excellent. We have a notice of decision from the planning board. This is on case number 17-6. It was to allow a addition at the Kindness Animal Hospital, and that has been granted. We have a copy of the consent calendar from the Executive Council, which is here in the folder if anybody would like to see it. So we have a notice from the Health Trust, report of the Governance and Nominating Committee, and it's a slate of nominees for the 2017 annual meeting, which is here. We have a copy of a report from the Community Action Program called the Community Impact Report for 2017. It's actually quite interesting. If anybody would like to look at it, it's here. We have a payroll reimbursement request from the Water and Sewer Department, the amount of $2,778.61. I make a motion we sign. All in favor? Aye. We have a water and sewer warrant to allow the tax collector to collect $316.83. I make a motion we sign. All in favor? Aye. And we have a water and sewer warrant to allow the tax collector to collect $75. I make a motion we sign. All in favor? Aye. All right, old business. Brad, anything new on 28-171?
Nope.
Okay.
Since last week, yeah.
Anything new on the covered bridge?
Nope.
Still waiting to go through that process?
So we go through the process, and it's still high and dry right now, so.
Yeah. Maybe good thing today.
Yeah.
Can you give us an update for next meeting? As
yeah.
to what the status is and when they anticipate that actually going up to date?
Yep, I'll do that.
Budget reviews. First we have is the trustee of trust funds. The 2017 adopted budget was $6,289. The proposed 2018 budget is $6,862, an increase of $573. Any questions on this? I make a- It's in the salary line. It's a $300 increase in the salary for the trustees. I make a motion, we put forward the budget of $6,862.15.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Conservation Commission, the budgeted 2017 was $6,569. The proposed 2018 is $9,044.25, an increase of $2,475.25. Virtually all of that is in the secretary wages. Last year, we knew that we were making some educated guesses because our previous secretary had not charged us for a great amount of the time that she put in. So we did some educated guessing on how much was going to be needed, and we were not right. Part of that was also brought on by some very large cases, Westwood Shores and the gas station is 16 and 41. A long story short, we have overspent in every area on the secretary that does the boards. So we've increased each one of those budgets accordingly. And that represents the $2,400 increase. Do you have any questions?
No.
I make a motion that we put forward a budget for the Conservation Commission, the amount of $9,044.25. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Planning Board, same thing. 2017 adopted budget, actually this one's not going to be quite as bad, was $22,659. The proposed budget, 2018, is $26,065. And almost all of the increase is as a result of the secretary's wages. Last year, we budgeted 7,300. This year, we're budgeting 15,000. At the same time, too, out of this budget, previously, we had the Lakes Region Planning Commission in there at $4,500, and that's been removed and will now be in the Selectmen's budget.
Increase of 34%.
Increased what?
Isn't 34%?
Yeah, about $3,400 more than last year.
It's $1,600 less.
It was. It was. We increased upstairs before, when we met in workshop, Connie, we're increasing the planning board secretary to 15,000 from 10.
So you're blanketing your,
All of those will go up a little bit, okay? And the only reason we did that is looking at the other boards. As an example, right now, we budgeted 7,300 for the secretary. As of August 31st, you'd already spent 8,600. If you have another one or two major cases next year, like you did this year, the 10,000 was not gonna be enough that you budgeted. So we increased that upstairs actually to 15, okay? Anybody have any other questions? I make a motion, we put forward the planning budget at $26,065. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The rec department, we had actually gone over the budget last week, but had to remove, they had included the raises, which will be broken out on a separate warrant article. It's not really a raise, it's a cost of living adjustment. The recreation budget adopted last year was $161,912. The proposed 2018 budget is $163,771, a difference of $1,859. In virtually every one of the town departments, even without any raises in there, you will see an increase because in this coming year, there are 53 paydays. It happens every few years, just the way that it works out. So we have to budget 53 paydays instead of 52. So there'll be a slight increase in every budget even without raises. Going down through, he's moved a little money here from, changed money from different articles into different accounts, but he's held the line as far as his overall budget. Any questions? I make a motion, we put forward the recreation budget at $163,771. All in favor?
Aye.
What's the revenue from that, do you know? Is it offset?
I don't have those figures.
The Selectmen's office. The Selectmen's office budget last year, 2017 adopted, was $662,611. The proposed 2018 budget is $747,188, an increase overall of $84,557. Miss Ellen, I know them as well as you do, but if you would like to go through it.
Thank you so much. Three of the new items that I've added for this year is our finance person is now taking over the bookkeeping portion of the water and sewer functions. So we've added some money there that will be expensed back, come back in as a revenue from the water and sewer department. We're also talking about moving forward with a short-term disability policy if we're able to continue negotiations and move towards an earned leave policy. So that short-term disability policy in full for all town employees is actually coming out of this budget. That's $7,500 estimated per year. I've also picked up the Lakes Region planning dues that were previously paid by the planning board, as we figured they were more appropriately in this budget. Short of, there were a few cost of living adjustments done to non-union employees. There was some health insurance plans that were changed, which caused increases. And other than that, I had to make some adjustments to the assessing just based on the amount of pickups that are now happening on an annual basis. The campgrounds were fully reviewed this year, which you'll see I'm already well over budget on that, so I'm trying to budget more appropriately for that. And I think that just about covers everything.
Okay, I want to expand just for a moment on the short-term disability. And she mentioned it as part of an earned leave policy. We are still in the middle of a contract negotiation with the union employees. One of our goals in this contract is to significantly reduce the amount of sick days that can be accumulated. And in part, a part of doing that is that the town will be supplying a short-term disability policy to kick in after 3 days of absence, after a person is sick for more than 3 days. Yes, it's $7,500 a year, but it will save tens of thousands of dollars to the town that we are currently paying out on sick leave. So it will be a good thing. Any questions, Sam?
No.
No. I make a motion, we put forward the selectmen's office budget at $747,188.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Why'd you give a different figure here?
84,577?
Yeah, you said 67.
I'm sorry.
57 or something.
Boy, Brad.
I just want to make sure it's it.
Highway Department, again, we discussed this last week, and simply had to take out the union employees' wages because that will be decided by a separate warrant article. But the Highway Department budget last year, 2017 adopted, was $1,293,450. The proposed 2018 is $1,283,282, a reduction of $10,168. You know, a great deal of that was in the health insurance line item. We have been notified that our health insurance went down
6.2%.
6.2%. It went down, which is always a good thing. And in addition, we had some people who opted out or changed plans, so there was a $41,000 reduction in the health insurance line item on the Highway Department, which certainly helped to offset those. Brad, did you have anything you wanted to add? Or?
No, so we actually went over all the other
You did.
items, last week there and stuff, so.
You did.
Yep.
And again, at the end of the year, we'll take another close look at these, and this is one of the perils of trying to go through a budget process in October with 2 months left. A lot of things can happen, but right now, the budget we're currently working on is in good shape. I don't anticipate any problems, but all of these line items can need to be adjusted at the end of the year if it's necessary. That's something that we'll work with the budget committee and then ultimately a town meeting voters on. I make a motion, we put forward the highway budget at $1,283,282. All in favor?
Aye.
Transfer station, again, we discussed this last week. The proposed 2017 was $439,543. The proposed 2018 is $449,700, or an increase of $10,157. And of that, almost all of it is in the hauling and dumping fees. Each year, the contract goes up a little bit, and the $12,000 is simply there to cover the increased costs of trucking away the trash that we accumulate. Do you have any questions? I make a motion, we put forward the transfer station budget at $449,700.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. We may seem like we're blowing right through these, but we have all individually had these and had a chance to go over them and look them over, as well as we discussed them in our workshop prior to the meeting. Under government buildings, the 2017 adopted budget was $216,216. The proposed 2018 is $239,707, or an increase of $23,491. Brad?
Actually, Ella's probably gonna have to help me in a lot of this, because a lot of it was in the top section there that she wanted to redo with the salaries and the contract wages and stuff like that,
The
so.
only thing I had for a question for you that I picked up before, under building maintenance, last year we raised 35, this year you want to raise 40. Is there a particular set of projects you have in mind?
I'll say a set of projects, but I was noticing that through 8/31, we'd already spent, on my sheet that I got here, we'd already spent $39,950.
Yep.
We'd gone over, so we're right at 40,000 with other stuff to do still. I know we had some larger things that we did around here, with the floors and, and we know we had some extra costs with the extra, the wax and finish we had to put on this floor was above and beyond what we had budgeted for too and stuff, so.
Well, that figure this year, that line item was a little screwy, we encumbered some of the money for the floor.
Right.
And there's some of the money, I believe, that's gonna be transferred out of this budget back into a warrant article, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
From the debt reserve, or,
Oh, yeah, we had the warrant article for the government building improvements. I'm not sure if the air conditioning or the electrical upgrade is going to end up coming out of some of that,
I
or,
haven't seen the numbers on that yet, to see where that's
yeah,
gonna
so
fall.
I think there probably will be some journal adjustments made before the
Yeah.
year end.
okay, now, the air conditioning improvements are done here,
Yes,
and at OCC, the wiring has been redone?
not that I know of, no.
I thought that the wiring, is Steve working on that? I thought what we had to do wiring upgrades at
Yeah, we had to
OCC,
do
and
that here. We
Yeah.
had to do a service upgrade here.
and what's been done with the OCC one?
I'm not sure.
I don't think anything has, as far as I know, but I've been kind of running that loop a little bit, so I'd have to check to see on that.
All right, can you check and make sure and get that back for next meeting, because I want to make sure that we've got enough in here to cover that,
Right.
because this would be the budget that's addressed in, okay?
Well, that was also raised as part of the warrant article. That was the one that was increased from 25 to 35,000
Correct.
before. So I don't think anything's been expended out of that at this point.
Okay, let's get an update then from Steve on where that stands, please. And I know under the government building salaries, we've increased the hours of our, I hate to call her.
Custodian.
Our cleaning lady, but our custodian, was doing an absolutely awesome job. They're increasing the hours as they have picked up more and more, as she has picked up more and more places to do, including water and sewer, and some of that will be reimbursed, yes, but, our custodian now does not only town hall, the freight house, the bathrooms at the highway department, the police department, water department, the rec department, the bathrooms at the incinerator,
The meeting house, when they have an event.
the meeting house when they have an event, so she's been fantastic and does a lot of work, but we've had to increase her hours.
I'll second that.
I'll make a motion, we put forward the government building budget at $239,707.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Book the cart before the horse, Bob.
Yeah. Police Department. Adopted budget in 2017 was $1,125,266. The proposed 2018 is $1,156,014.46, for a difference of $30,748. Chief, you're up.
All right, obviously, you said it before with the wages, is the 53rd week, and I added a little bit more increase on those. You can see our health insurance did take a pretty good reduction of 12,000. You can see retirement took a pretty hefty jump at 10%,
Yep.
went up 17,000. What I'm hearing is the retirement system's actually starting to come back on, to make a level playing field, so hopefully these huge jumps that the towns are, getting hit every year,
Yep.
I hope will stop. As you go down, longevity went up. I'd say we're still keeping people.
Yep.
Telephone went up $800, and that's kind of just to incorporate some of the air cards for the new computers
Yep.
that we bought last year, and the cards that are up and running now.
Yep.
And as ties into the computer maintenance, right now, we pay a company to do our backup. We had a 3-user license, we went to a 5-user license. So our 5-user license is a $3,000 fee. But we don't have to pay a company anymore to do our backup of all our records. It's
Yep.
done through the sheriffs. So I left a little extra in there, just, I don't know, with this new system, to be honest with you, it's just a little bit extra, because I don't know if we're gonna run into any problems right now. We got a bunch of glitches in some of the stuff, and I don't know if we'll end up having it. It's just kind of a little pad I did put in there. If everything else is the same, till you get down to the replacement of equipment,
Yep.
the 1,500 that I added is we're in our 8th year of our firearms, and we typically try to replace our firearms every 8 years, just because there's number of shots, the likelihood of a spring going bad. It's pretty much, I could do it out of the budget with that little bit of an increase. We'll be buying the same model if we do get this, so all the leather gear, everything will be the same.
Yep.
I took 1,000 of that out of training, I did up the training last year because the police standards were gonna start charging us
Yep.
because of the lack of revenue that they were getting.
Yep.
That has since kind of gone by the wayside. They're not charging so much for classes down there. So we kind of got out of that, so I took the 1,000 out of that to offset the 1,000 for the replacement. Other than that, it's the $100 just for the dog food.
Yeah.
And that's, because all our care is donated for the dogs, so.
Yep. Do we make sure and reach out to them occasionally with a letter of thanks?
Yes.
And
Yep,
do you do
definitely.
that?
Yes,
Okay.
Yep.
We want to make sure and
definitely.
continue to thank those
Yep.
folks, because that would add up to an
Saves
awful
huge.
lot of money.
Hugely.
Awful lot.
Yep,
And that's through Kindness.
that is, yep.
Kindness
Yep.
Animal Hospital for several years has been donating all of the care of our police canine. That can be extremely expensive.
Very expensive.
And it's very, very nice of them. We make sure that we get a letter out from the selectmen too to them, thanking them for their continued help with that.
So that, it kind of explains the increase. We went up 2.7 this year. Again, the 53rd week, I think, hit his a little bit.
What about your vests? Where did they fall in here?
Well,
How can we replace them?
we used to do warrant articles and replace them all at once, but I've kind of swapped over to, they're good for 5 years. A vest is good for 5 years, worn every day, they're warranted for 5 years. So at their 5th year anniversary of every officer, we replace it that year, which I can do it out of my budget. Instead of trying to do a whole department at once, it's kind of like every 5 years, when they're up, we got it logged at the office, they get a vest that year, and it comes right out of the replacement of equipment money. So it kind of keeps it all within the budget. We don't have to keep doing warrant articles and trying to
I just
get.
wondered how long they.
Yeah, 5 years. We do a 5-year rotation on those and try to replace our firearms every 8, just for safety's sakes, you know what I'm saying?
Gun
Bad.
safety and liability too.
Exactly. In Springfield, the one we have now, we just came out with a new Model 2, which is the same as this model, so that saves us a ton of money on holsters, magazines, everything is the same.
Yeah.
Other than it's just a different model, different
New
grip a
generation.
little bit. But- And everybody shoots really well with these, so it's a good fit for us.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you for your service.
Just your fuel line, Jimmy.
Yep.
You've used 8,000 already out of a $23,000 budget?
I'm assuming that's like any time, and again, I don't see it, we clock in down here, but I think the way Elaine used to do it, I mean, I'm not sure how Karen does it, is when they draw out all at once for one, so as August I used 8, by now I may be down to 3,000 left, I don't really know.
I think that's what's on there currently. You've used $8,000. I think that's 2 quarters.
2 quarters?
So
Okay,
you've got another, so you're gonna at least double that.
double,
to
okay,
16, 17,000 if you're using fuel at the same rate. So you may have a little bit of room there, but it's always safe to have a little bit of room in the fuel in
I'm
case it
not
goes up.
last year down to what it is this year, because we've always were,
Yeah.
but we can do that again if you guys.
Yeah, I'd much rather have it and not need
Yeah.
it than need it and not have it myself.
Me too.
Any questions?
No.
All right, I make a motion, we put forward the police budget at $1,156,014. I'm gonna do the $14, we'll strike the 46 cents.
I'll
I
second.
think we'll get by to that. All in favor?
All right.
Aye. Special duty pay, it's level funded at $25,000.
It's the same as every year, yeah, we have to just raise it to spend it.
We have to raise it in order to be able to expend it. This is for the special duties. Anything expended out of here comes in plus on a revenue side. I make a motion, we have approve the police special duty line at $25,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And the dog officer's budget. Chief? Okay. Well, it's still under the direction of the police chief, that's why I called on that.
I don't have a copy of that. so-
Oh, you want a copy yet?
Probably a good idea for you.
Oh, you wanna look at it? Okay.
All right.
So now I have to do this by memory now that he took it.
Okay?
I took away the disease prevention, because, I am all up to date on, I did go through the, rabies, series.
Okay.
When I worked for Freedom, I had gotten bit and they put me through the series, so I'm all up, so I don't need that, so I got rid of that. And then I kept really everything the same except my wages, I went up, just because I'm on call 24/7. And so it really works out to like, you know, a little over $35 a day for me to be on call, for 24 hours.
Okay, but it was 8,000 and you're requesting 12,000.
Yes,
Wasn't it 12 before that? And then you guys reduced it to 8 last year, or the year before? I want to say, well, it used to be 12,000, but I don't know.
You have any questions, sir?
No, I'm just looking at
I
it.
don't either.
The adopted 2017 was $13,829. The proposed 2018 is $16,998, a difference of $31.69. I make a motion, we put forward the budget at $16,998.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. You will have your times for the budget committee when you're supposed to be there. Chief? All set? Okay. Joe's back there salivating.
6:30 on the 9th.
Change. Did you confirm with them?
Oh, boy.
So, because I have to confirm to get that.
Public input. Second public input. Anybody have anything? Okay. Upcoming meetings, 6 o'clock here tonight. We have a public information night on the proposed town beach. On Wednesday, November 1st, 6:30 PM, Budget Committee meets at the Freight House. On Thursday, November 2nd, at 5:30 here, we have to have we have a public hearing on the proposed issuance of a bond in regarding the town beach. The same night, November 2nd, at 6:30, the Budget Committee here will have their public hearing as is required for the special town meeting. And then, of course, on November 28th, 6:30, here in this room, we have the special town meeting regarding the purchase of the town beach. Anybody have anything else? If not, I'm gonna make a motion, we adjourn the selectmen's meeting, and then we'll reconvene here at 6 for the public information meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Huh? Yeah. I wanna eat while I can see.